So Cleveland have come out with 3 new package sets. They have this one, which is the gents package set. They've also got the Bloom package set, which is for ladies, and then they've also got some junior package sets running alongside those. But today we're going to be testing out this package set. Now, this is aimed at beginners, but can be used all the way up to intermediate golfers because it has an array of clubs in this bag and has pretty much every box ticked. But how are they going to perform? How much are they costing, and should you be buying them? Let's talk you through what the set consists of firstly. So Cleveland have used all the other technologies that they've got in their other array of clubs that they don't sell in the package set, and they've put them into this set here. So it includes firstly the XL Light driver, 10.5 degrees, doesn't have any adjustability around it, no movable weights or a changeable neck, which we wouldn't see from a package set anyway, but is high moment of inertia and very forgiving. Comes in a regular shaft, this one of the lighter ones. Again, driver aimed at forgiveness, so it is 460cc with the weight moved around the perimeter of the club to try and maximize the forgiveness there. Also, the face of it's quite shallow, so for a beginner golfer, launching a driver is normally a problem. With a slightly shallower face, it's always easier to launch the driver a little bit higher. Looks pretty nice as well, pretty on brand for Cleveland there. Next, we've got a 5-wood here. This is the Cleveland Halo 5-wood, very much a smaller version of the driver it looks like here, shallow face again, and I think having a 5-wood's probably a good option as opposed to going straight to 3-wood because it gives you that sort of in-between before we get into the hybrid, so can be used off the tee and can be used off the fairway again. Again, same shaft in there, the Cleveland Light shaft, just aiding all about trying to launch the ball, which as a beginner we would want to do. We see a hybrid number 5 here, the Cleveland Halo hybrid number 5. Detailing very well what we see from sort of the paint jobs and the way that the actual club's put together. They look like every other Cleveland product. They're done with fine detail, they're done with a lot of care, as where in some package sets we do tend to see that depending on how much they're costing, the actual fine little details sometimes are a little bit off. Grips as well, all very nice Cleveland logo grips that come on there. Then we get into the irons, which are the Halo irons, which we go from 6, 7, 8, 9, pitching wedge and a sand wedge, so we've got all bases covered into those ones. An oversized iron, perimeter weighting, larger soles on the bottom, again all aimed at that forgiveness aspect and launching that ball in the air. Comes actually with a true Temper X90 shaft in there at R300, and again the same Cleveland logo grip. An actual nice little looking iron, these, to be fair. They wouldn't probably look too out of place if you were buying those maybe for £300-400. I'd be looking at maybe a set for something like that. And then the final piece de la resistance, well actually not the final piece, we've got this nice Cleveland blade here. No milling on the face. I thought there would have been. Maybe, I think it's the Hunter Beach putters that they do for around about 120 quid. I thought maybe one of those might have snuck in there with a little bit of milling on the face, but a nice putter, Cleveland stamping, little alignment on top. Again, another dynamic gold shaft in there and a Cleveland own grip. A very skinny grip, which I don't mind because I've got tiny hands, so that actually looks pretty nice over there, all with decent head covers then. And as well, actually here, comes with one of the Cleveland stand bags. Fully bespoke, a mountain of pockets in there. We've got a cooling pocket for drinks, another valuables pocket, balls pockets here, fluffy valuables pocket in this one for if you want your wallets and keys. Big pocket along the side with a rain hood, and also you've got some tea holders there, which I don't know why people, just comment down below, would you use tea holders on the side of your bag, because I think they should be made obsolete. But that is what this little package is consisting of, so let's get it out on the course without further ado. So we're down at Warrington Golf Club. I'm going to play the 7th, the 8th and the 9th hole. I'm also, during this video, going to take them into the studio and just give them a test on the launch mod just to see how they're performing and get a few numbers on them. They are aimed at beginner golfers, so obviously not myself, but just want to see what they perform like. Are they worth the actual price that we'll get to? And should this be one of the package sets that maybe you could be considering? I think knowing how much these cost, I think it's worth knowing whether you should maybe buy a set like these, because they're coming from a reputable brand that make good golf clubs already. For what you get in the bundle, is it worth buying it just as a package set? Could you go off and play maybe to a maybe low handicap with these clubs and maybe only need to replace, say, the driver? Would the irons see you through for a couple of years? So let's give it a go. Let's see what we've got. We've got the 7th hole here today. It's about 320 down the hill. I currently can't feel my hands because it's freezing. Let's see if we can get it away though. First impressions behind the ball, that's actually not a bad looking driver. I'll take them. That is straight over the bunkers. God, that's got miles. I think I need a light regular 10.5 in my bag. I've nearly knocked it in the greenside trap there. It's like 6 degrees out here, freezing cold, and that was my first swing of the day. Decent this. Right, down at our golf ball, I am seriously shocked at how far that's gone. That's like 310 yards. I know it's downhill, but it is mightily cold. Let's give this little sand wedge a go. Nice big face on this one. A little bit of a slightly bigger sole than you would expect from a normal sand wedge, and a little bit of cavity as well. A little bit more weight down at the bottom, trying to help the golf ball up in the air with this one. To be fair, it doesn't look, for how sort of big the profile is, it doesn't look too big behind the golf ball and too clumsy. It's actually quite nice. It's not bad, is it? Not bad, got about 8 foot for birdie. Felt quite easy, felt just glided through the turf there and popped the ball up in the air without any real ease. You know what I really think's pretty cool about these irons as well, just looking close there. Got a little Cleveland stamp on the toe on each one. It's quite a nice little touch. Right, let's get the putter on the go. After grabbing the putter out of the bag again, having hit the driver, having seen the wedge, I'm just a little bit disappointed in that. That's my first thing that's just, I feel it's let down the package set. I think it's the Huntington Beach. They've got a putter that's around £100 mark. I think if they put that one in, they've nailed it, but let's see how it goes anyway. Hey, doesn't matter, putter's great. This putter is the best putter I've ever tested. Right, let's get on to the next. 1 under. We've got 1 under, folks. So who should be buying these? We did say the beginner, and it could go on to the intermediate, and I do think early signs. I think for a beginner, the beauty of the package is that you do have every box ticked off. You've got your driver, you've got something like this, the 5 wood, you've got the hybrid, then you've got the irons, and I don't think you would necessarily need to go and add anything extra into the package, maybe that putter, but you're ticking all the boxes. And even if you put the driver and 5 wood away at the start as a beginner, you've got those to progress into. You've got clubs that are easier to hit, as where I think some package set, the quality of them, they just don't lend themselves to actually learning good golf really. They're a little bit tacky, they're a little bit naff, as where these are high quality, and once you have learnt with them, I do think you could progress with them, because to me that just looks like a Cleveland fairway would. If you put that in front of me and said this is their new offering that they're selling singly, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd say, okay, it looks nice, you know, not as exciting as maybe some other brands, but it's Cleveland, it looks good. I would imagine it performs well. So I think the beauty of this set is it's going to be able to take you all the way through, from starting your journey as a golfer to maybe getting your first handicap, maybe breaking 90 for the first time. And also, one of the other things, even if you just spin around and look at the bag here, it doesn't look out of place. I wouldn't look at that and go, oh, it's a package set. That's someone's package set there as well. I think with a lot of other package set, you could point them out and say package set, and they look a little bit, I wouldn't say cheap as a word, but you know that they're all just one sort of brand and that's it, as where that looks like a proper set of golf clubs. Right, so let's hit this 5 wood. Let's see what this has got. Is this as easy to hit as the driver? Looks like a nice head behind it. I'd said maybe it's just missing an alignment mark on the top, but some people like that, some people don't. Lovely profile, looks nice loft on there. Oh, look at that, straight down the middle. Just pops up in the air. I tell you what, these clubs have got a little bit of distance in them, a little bit of sneaky distance. That was so easy to use. That was good, that, I enjoyed that. Okay, 125 up the hill, we're gonna go for the 9-iron. Lovely looking club, to be fair. Simple markings, not a lot going on with them. Then we've got the open cavity, then a little bit of like notches almost at toe and heel, just to allow for a little bit more weight to be distributed around the perimeter of the club, just allowing for a bit more forgiveness. Let's see if that is the case. They felt decent, to be fair. They're not a forged club, they're just a a cast club. For me as a better golfer, they look a little bit large and they've got quite a bit of offset to them, but as a beginner, you're probably going to want that. You want to have something that's going to give you a little bit more confidence. So I would say maybe if you're looking to carry on with them, that might be a slight down point, but it wouldn't be something where I go, oh no, I can't use that as a mid-handicapper. They look very much like a mid-handicapper's iron as well. Let's see what we get flight-wise. I'm expecting this to pop up in the air somewhat. It's done just that. We're pin high right. They feel good. They launch up in the air. They're ticking a lot of boxes, these things. Let's see how they perform on little delicate chips, because this is a sneaky one going towards that flag. If that was summer, that would have been at the front of the green, because that has got caught up in the dew in the leaves, and that is so quick down there normally. Not the club's fault, purely mine. We begin the leaf removal, and just like that, folks, we had a clear runway to the hole. Yeah, this putter is my only sticking point at the moment. See, if that would have been the other putt, it would have gone in. So, not too bad. Wedge, like I say, more just got caught up in the dew and the rough there, but felt decent. I'm actually just going to have a little chip around this green with the pitching wedge, just to get a little bit of feel about that, just to see what its playability is like, because the sand wedge just felt decent thus far. Look at that. Package set gold. Gold! I think I might play with this set. Bit bold. They sound and they feel quite good there on those little chips. Some of the package sets that I've tried in the past, when you've got sort of the cheaper steels, alloys built into the irons, feel a little bit dead, don't feel anything there. Dull would be a good word, as where those feel rather nice and even sound, oh, not too nice when you get it off the sole, but sound pretty decent. Actually a good little performance that, and like I say, I think they do help definitely to pop the chips up a little bit, definitely with this weighting down at the bottom. Probably hence why the name Launcher is synonymous with Cleveland. Right, we've got 130 up to the flag. I'm going to chip a little 8-iron here, going to hit a 3/4 one. Fancy this, a nice little high popper in the air on this nice little par 3. Popped up in there. They just launch so easy, those things. That should be pin high, hopefully got a kick off the bank. They're very easy to hit. That's what I would describe all this as, very easy to hit. I don't feel like you have to put much effort to get it up there. It's not served me, considering I've told my disdain for this putter, it's not served me too badly. Right, let's head to the studio and let's have a little hit on the sim and see what numbers we're sort of getting before I tell you the price of these. I want you to comment down below as well, how much do you think they actually are? The cameraman just guessed and he was wildly out, wildly.
So I've hit the irons in the studio and I was pleasantly surprised they were going what I expected they would go. Now I'm not going to see that they would go the distances that I would get from maybe my 8-iron or my hybrid, because they're not my specification, but compared to maybe a cheap package set that I've tried in the past, we were seeing that they were outperforming those and getting the numbers that I would like to see. Now, the big thing, the price. So the price for the Cleveland full package set is going to cost you £899. Now, I know that seems a lot, but when I look online at other package sets from one of my local retailers, I found a TaylorMade RBZ Speedline package that was £829. Didn't include a bag though. I also found a Cobra package set that had the same complement of clubs, also including a bag, but that was £849. Now, we could argue that Cobra is maybe a little bit more of a well-known name, so you're getting a bit of a bigger name and you're also saving £50 compared to that Cleveland one. But when I actually tally up what's in the bag, I think it's round about right, because if we looked at each individual item, if we started with the putter, I would say that'd be about £75. Now, that would probably be the only thing I would change in there. The irons themselves, I would see them probably being on the shelf at about £349. We would see probably the hybrid and the fairway would go in at about £129 each, and then the driver round about the 149 mark, throw in the bag at £100, and you've got a total of £925 roughly. So when you do bundle it all together as a package, you are getting a discount. And what I would say about these clubs overall, should you be buying them or should you be trying them? I think yes, because the beauty of them is that if you were to invest that little bit more money, I think there's going to be a lot more longevity in these golf clubs. If you're coming to the sport as a beginner and you want a set that you know is a bit more upmarket and maybe going to last you, I could see you getting to maybe the mid-teens with the majority of this set. Maybe the putter I would change out and then look at potentially getting a driver with a little bit more adjustability. But the fairway with the hybrid and the iron set, you've got every base covered. You might want to throw a lob wedge in later and down the line, but as you're progressing on that golfing journey, I would see you'd have that initial investment and you wouldn't have much more to buy there. So overall, I think a very good package set, good quality, good looks, good performance, and like I say, it ticks that box with the longevity. So one that I do think you should maybe consider trying if you are in that market. Guys, I hope you've liked it, and as well, do stay tuned to the channel because we will be giving a choice of a Cleveland package set away, either a men's, ladies or a junior set. You just need to be subscribed and catch that video very soon over the Christmas period. Hope you've enjoyed it. Try them out. See you in the next one.